The 25 most intriguing college football coaches for 2025. Backed by popular demand or force of habit, it's time for the 2025 most intriguing lists in college football. Let's start with the 25 most intriguing coaches. Forget the girlfriend angle. A 6-time Super Bowl champion coach parachuting into the college game for the first time at age 73 is beyond intriguing. It's completely fascinating and without precedent. Bill Belichick, the new head coach of North Carolina, has a lot to prove, especially with major roster turnover from a 6 to 7 team. But if he can do the recruiting work, relate to a younger team, tolerate the learning curve of collegians, and maintain interest in the job, he'll win at a significant level within 2 seasons. Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, is working without his 2 standout sons, his 2-way Heisman Trophy superstar, and his bladder, which was removed this summer to rid him of cancer. Cynics who questioned whether Sanders would still want to coach Colorado after the departure of Shedeur and Shiloh Sanders and number 2 NFL draft pick Travis Hunter have their answer. He's willing to go through a lot to do the job. Will this team be good enough to sustain the 5-win improvement from 2023 to 24? That's a big ask. It seems like a stretch to say this is the most anticipated season in school history, but the Lone Star State is big on hyperbole, so let's go with it. This much is true. The Longhorns are preseason number 1 for the first time ever, and they have a Manning as their starting quarterback. Those are, without question, intriguing building blocks. They also have a fantastic defense and impressive collection of skill players. So now it's up to Sark to finish the program rebuild. After consecutive college football playoff berths, can he win a national title and stand next to Darrell Royal and Mack Brown in Texas lore? Franklin and the Nittany Lions have copied the playbook that produced the last 2 national champions, both from the Big Ten. He retained a considerable core of NFL-level talent for a final roundup and improved the coaching staff. Is that enough to get James over the big game hump? He's won enough, 101-42 at Penn State, a 70.6% clip, that focus tends to shift to what he hasn't done, which has become more glaring as the years go by. Franklin's 1-10 record against Ohio State and 4-20 mark against top 10 teams overall loom over this promising season. It's time to take the next step. How does a coach rebound from the worst year-over-year plummet in Power Conference history? We're about to find out. From a 13-1 season in 2023 to a 2-10 smoking crater in 24, Norvell went from being a potential successor to Nick Saban at Alabama to a guy who could be coaching for his job this fall. Given the power play the Seminoles pulled on the rest of the ACC, there's an imperative to back it up. Norvell needs his new transfer quarterback to be better than his last transfer quarterback. He swept out both coordinators and replaced them with 2 guys who have a history of dialing it up in Gus Malzahn, OC, and Tony White, DC. A lot of people think this season will be Dabo's return to power after 4 straight seasons outside of serious national championship contention. I'm not so sure about that. But he does have a talented roster of veteran players on both sides of the ball. A man who stubbornly has adhered to an old-school way of doing business has crept into modernity, adding a couple of transfers and showing a greater willingness to make staff changes. Defensive coordinator Tom Allen arrives from Penn State to join 3rd-year offensive coordinator Garrett Riley, whose unit made strides last season. I think we're going to be the first 16-0 team. Swinney told ESPN recently he didn't say it would happen this year, but that underscores the confidence he still has in his abilities and his program. The Fighting Irish's run to the championship game, plowing through Indiana, Georgia, and Penn State, and overcoming injuries along the way, established Freeman's credentials as an elite coach. Those were in question as recently as last September, when Notre Dame inexplicably lost at home to Northern Illinois. But everything that followed canceled out the doubts. His ability to navigate through that and previous crises has never wavered. Freeman's fourth team has high-level players all over the roster, but will be relying on the most inexperienced quarterback he's had yet. After tapping the portal for season starters in 2023 and 24, the leading man for the job is C.J. Carr, who has not thrown a collegiate pass. The Hoosiers were the revelation of 2024, and their coach might have had the best ratio of backed-up bravado by anyone in sports since Muhammad Ali. I win. Google me. Cignetti came swaggering into a Big Ten doormat program from James Madison, brought a bunch of his under-recruited players with him, and shocked the nation, going 11-2 overall and 8-1 in conference play. Armed with another quality transfer quarterback and another relatively lenient schedule, don't be shocked if the Hoosiers are in playoff contention again. I Googled him. He's 63-11 in his last 6 seasons. If there was a better coaching job than Cignetti at Indiana, it might have been Dillingham at ASU. Picked last in the Big 12, the Sun Devils went 11-3, won the league, and pushed heavily favored Texas to the brink in the CFP quarterfinals. At age 35, Dillingham could be the fastest riser in the industry. If he has another big season in year 3 as a head coach, rest assured that other programs will inquire about prying him away from his alma mater. And this could indeed be another big season with a star pass-catch combination and a veteran defense leading the way. Replacing the massive production of battering ram Cam Scatabo will be the challenge. In a place where 9-4 is a disappointment, DeBoer has work to do in year 2. Replacing the irreplaceable Nick Saban was never going to be easy. And then it got harder when veteran quarterback Jalen Milroe regressed. But DeBoer is a proven winner over time at multiple stops. And he's reunited with his Washington offensive coordinator, Ryan Grubb. With what is probably the best offensive line in the country leading the way, the Crimson Tide are poised to make significant strides back toward the top of the national heap this season. And if they don't, we'll see what the tolerance level is at a school where the last consecutive seasons of single-digit victories came in 2006 to 2007. Look who the Country Roads brought back home. 18 years after a fateful decision to leave the Mountaineers after taking them to the brink of the national championship game, Rich Rod is back. It's a nostalgia hire, but one with modern production behind it. He went 27-10 at Jacksonville State and 43-35 at Arizona, 2 places where winning isn't automatic. Rodriguez has proven that he was more than just a cutting-edge spread offense guy. He can win in a variety of ways with a variety of programs. Now all he has to do is elevate a program that has defined mediocrity as a member of the Big 12, going 58-58 in league play. Was a 3-0 finish that included a stunning upset of Ohio State and a bowl victory over Alabama the start of Moore's validation drive as the worthy successor to Jim Harbaugh? We'll find out this season. The Michigan passing game, particularly its quarterback play, was nothing short of pathetic last year, ranking 127th nationally in efficiency. New coordinator Chip Lindsey was brought in to fix that, but major improvement might depend on whether or not 1. 2025 recruit Bryce Underwood is ready to start right away. Going 2-0 against Ohio State, the first as a fill-in for the suspended Harbaugh in 2023, should be enough to earn Moore some time at a school that hasn't had a head coach for fewer than 3 seasons since 1927-28. But Harbaugh reset expectations to a playoff level in his final years. The Sooners did what college programs love to do, giving a coach a lavish raise and extension after 1 good year. That happened in June 2024, after which Venables face-planted in his first SEC season by going 6-7. With a reported buyout in the $35 million range, Could Oklahoma afford to fire Venables if he has a third bad season out of 4 on the job? The school has done everything it can to build a support network around him, spending lavishly on a front office staff and new coordinators and incoming transfers. The Sooners need all the ammo they can get. With 6 out of the final 7 opponents starting the season in the top 25. He's arrived on the happier side of intriguing. The side where a coach is trying to replicate national championship success instead of trying to prove he can do it the first time. After a validating blitzkrieg through the playoff, Day lost both coordinators and his starting QB, not to mention a bunch of other really good players. Given that, this would be a double down of the highest magnitude if he can mount a legitimate repeat bid, with or without beating Michigan, which is still a thing, but far less of one with a ring. Day might have the 2 best.